Hello everyone, it's John from DoubleSleeved here and welcome to the Draft&Draft. The Draft&Draft? What's that? It's where we draft on Arena and we drink a little craft beer. Because why not? I've got a new one today, one I've never had before, and I thought I would show you. Absolutely not a sponsor, but you know, it's a little Black Sheep Pineapple Milkshake IPA. So maybe it was a little bit fizzy. And as I clean myself up, oh dear, we're just going to start playing a little bit of draft. That's what you all came for. So let's just do it. Oh, I can smell the pineapple and the milkshake. I'm a big fan of a fruity, hoppy beverage. Remember, drink responsibly, and obviously draft responsibly. It's going to be disappointing if we end up doing better than normal. It's very pineapple-y. Apparently, it's got pineapple juice in it. But I didn't know Black Sheep, they tend to do other darker things. So I'm not saying that these that all my drafts will be craft drafts or whatever I want to call them. But you know, if you're into beer, I like a beer. You know, I've got the beard. So, and in terms of Magic, Zendikar spoilers are out. We've done one video, maybe more. So yeah, that's exciting. Right, let's get into this game. I mean, Scavenging Ooze is cool. There's no like absolute crazy. I mean, Scorching Dragonfire is really good. I haven't really drafted much in green. I like Scavenging Ooze though. I think it's cool, and I think I can build a nice deck around it. So why not? Yeah, we'll just take it and we'll just see what happens. Okie dokie then. So, not a big fan of Necromentia. I don't rate it. I don't think it's good enough. Rewind is not what we want with the Scavenging Ooze. It's all about utilising the graveyard and destroying their stuff. I don't dislike Gormand in that respect, but it's a lot late play. Feat of Resistance is just very good, so I will highlight that. Turn Slag, not great. Voldalian Arcanist is... Fetid Imp's pretty good. I think I'd rather try a green-white counters, though. I think that's probably a stronger direction, so we'll give that a bash. Okay. So, there's a couple of things here. Enthralling Hold's okay. We're not, you know, set on anything at this point, but it's not worth completely changing everything for. Gale Sweeper is good. I like flying. Legion's Judgment is a nice bit of removal. I probably prefer it. Some decent blue, though. Let's just clock the blue. Almost enough blue for me to be potentially looking at Mistral Singer. I'm gonna stick on Legion's Judgment and try and cut white out, but I'm keeping an eye on blue. Okay, and it's, I mean, we've not got the flyers, but Gagglemaster is good. I also like Chorister. We've not got any green. Green is such a popular colour. Certainly I'm back to silver now that there's a new season, so I feel like blue is underused, white is massively underused, so I'm going to take the Anointed Chorister, but I'm also kind of expecting... I mean, we might end up flying. No, I'm going to take the Anointed Chorister. It sits in more decks. and I prefer that card in terms of utility. Okay. So I don't like really any of these cards. I don't necessarily dislike Gloomsower. In the right deck, Verdalian Arcanist is good. Rise Again in very specific decks can be okay. I'm probably going to just take the Vine. Or am I just going to take the Mat? No, I'm probably just going to take the Vine for now because it is something. But really, there is not a lot here. Okay, so definitely more options here. I think Dub is probably the best thing here. I like Gale Sweeper though. Fetid Imp is good. We are definitely not stuck in green by any stretch of the imagination, but nothing else is really jumping out at me. If there was a bit more blue, I'd be tempted to take a bit more blue. It's tempting to take the Gale Sweeper and go kind of flyers of some description, but I feel like Dub is just probably the better bet at this point. So I'm going to go Dub. We've got a lot of tricks. Okay, and yet again, that is a rare I wouldn't necessarily want. It doesn't really give you anything unless you are heavy goblins, which there just aren't really that possibility. Bad Deal isn't great and certainly not worth going into. It's probably a short sword just to remain open. So Library Larcenist is late. But then Jungle Hollow, I'd probably say... But then we could carry on the counters potential. A counter / life gain. You know what? We're going to carry on counters and life gain. I'm going to see where it goes for us. In which case, we are going to pull the Staunch Mate. And we're going to take the Revitalize. See, this is interesting. We'll take and probably not use that. We're not going to take 2 Staunch Mates. Yeah, at this point, it can all change in this next pack. I don't know how to feel about this beverage, you know. Okay, let's see. Excellent. So this is going to be interesting now. We have got Solemn Simulacrum, good card. Not got a problem with that card at all. It ramps you, it draws you cards, it's a body, it's everything you want. Forget these two. I don't hate Warden of the Woods. It's just I'm not a massive fan. Basri's Acolyte is an absolute monster and is probably what I'm going to take. Pride Malkin works very well in this deck, but it's the only white card here. And I like Solemn Simulacrum, but I feel like we're going to get more out of Basri's Acolyte. It's also life gain. Kind of a no-brainer pick in terms of Seasoned Hallowblade. It is just the strongest card here. I would happily take the Belfist Oak. I would happily take the Drowsing Pteranodon. And I hope that both of those wheel, which they won't. Concordia Pegasus wheeling is fine. The Dart wheeling is fine. So that's a bit of a sign. Yeah, I'm going to take the Watcher of the Spheres and I'm going to start to speculate on blue as my second colour, where I could easily bring back out the Ooze. I need some Rousing Reeds. I need some more of those cheeky Pegasi cards. I don't know if I'm going to play with this deck today. Obviously, you'll see it in the same video, but I may just pick this deck today. It depends how delicious this beer is and how well this draft goes. You know what? At the moment, I think the beer is slightly better than this. Okay. So that's an excellent card for what we're currently trying to achieve. Yep. There really isn't much else to say there. I mean, we're now looking for some blue unlockers. Otherwise, it's going to be white with a little splash of blue. And I don't mind splashing blue, really. But we're quite a way off playables. I don't like having sort of 6 cards under planes in my sideboard at this stage. Okay, so a whole host of great cards here. I feel like a second Basri's Acolyte is not a problem. I would love to see this Rousing Reed come back, but I just can't see it happening. If anything else had flying, I'd be tempted. But I think we have to just go for what is one of the strongest, if not the strongest common. Certainly in white. Come on, King Clov. You know, we're even holding on to cards here that we probably won't want to. I mean, this is a great card. Why is Garruk's Uprising not snapped up? And we're probably going to take Read the Tides, but may or may not play it. Okay, so clearly we were right that blue-white is open. We're going to take it. We're not overwhelmed by it, but we're going to take it. It'll bounce something back to our hand or potentially the opponent's hand, and for 2 mana that's not particularly bad, especially it's got flash. It says to discard legendary cards, which as far as I'm concerned we don't have other than itself. So again, I don't hate a flyer in this. The only issue is it's going to make everything cost more. But if we can get enough flyers, I don't think it'll be a problem. I feel like I did a blue-white flyers deck fairly recently. I mean, that's concerning. Yeah, there's a number of cards here that I'm not overwhelmed at playing, and would happily switch them out if we got a really good third pack. You know, if we can rotate some cards. I mean, I'll take the Lofty Denial. I'll take another Legion's Judgment, although I doubt we'll play it. I'll take the land. Although it's stupid that Stitcher wheeled. I'll take another Revitalize. Okay, big money now. Not bothered by 9 lives, but we like the Ascension. We like the Gaggle Master, but we've already got 1, and I don't feel like 2 gives us as much opportunity. We like Lofty Denial, but probably won't play multiple. We like Mistral Singer a lot, but we are going to hedge our bets that it will come round. Yeah, we're going to take Angelic Ascension. Okay, so this secondary theme of life gain is now real and makes our second Revitalize potentially more useful. I mean, Ghostlight just sits absolutely superbly into this deck. Wowzers. Look at this. Look at all this. I mean, we're going to take the opt because we're not going to be playing green, and I don't agree with taking cards for the sake of it, but I mean, we are getting laid up with some of these cards now. So we've got some turn 1 plays. We've got an absolute spanker of a turn 2, turn 3 plays. we are now in a position where the more cards that we see that we like, the more cards we can start to take out of the original. Because we don't really have enough enough source to be playing some of these cards. So I mean, we could definitely do some more three mana. I'm gonna say Rain of Revelations, but we'll take it because it sits with the curve, but I'm gonna get rid of Short Sword. So, from a life gain perspective, Light of Promise benefits from life gain, and Griffin Airy benefits from life gain. I think I'd rather control. So we haven't really got a significant amount of blue. We're looking at six blue cards, which I guess is a quarter of our playables. Okay, so we're kind of where we'd want to be. Watcher of the Spheres is making these 4 cards cheaper. Ooh, I think I prefer that. What's our creature count? Maybe the creature count's a little bit too low. Question is Light of Promise really going to do us enough? It doesn't really matter. That does. Okay. Well, we cobbled together a something. I'm definitely not gonna change the mana too much around. Okay, well, I think this is it. I think we just go for it, you know. In fact, we need to name it, don't we? What is it? Azo-revitalize. Okay. So we haven't really got any like major cards that I would say are bombs. Hopefully though the cohesion works for us. We'll see. We will see. But yeah, who's excited for Zendikar? And who's not liked and subscribed to the channel in this video, hey? Probably you. Because like only 2 people like my videos. Sad face. Okay. We've got turn 1, turn 2, turn a million. Like the Griffin area is going to be gnarly. But we're going to go Staunch Mate, turn 1. Then we'll attack. And we'll go Watcher, turn 2. Because Watcher will then benefit from Griffin Airy. Which is just a fact. So they've not got anything, so we can just Watcher whenever, really. So now it's going to be about... They're green-black, they're going to have some removal. But that's not going to be it. So... I guess... we're going to do this. We could have got the Larcenist out. But I don't... feel too bad about that. If they make that bigger, then we'll kill it next turn. They could do a fight spell maybe, which would just make that bigger, which is fine. Like we could do withdrawing a land, but at the same time, I don't feel too emotional about that. I feel pretty well set up. We can't Legion Judgment on their turn anyway. If they attack, we'll let it go through. I'm not going to feat resistance right now. But if they attack, they're also just opening themselves up to attacks. So they're probably not going to do that. If they've not got enough land or they've not drawn a creature they can play, then this is going to really be a tough game for them. As soon as I draw any life gain cards, the Griffin Airy is going to start to make a difference. I mean, those two are great and everything, but... they're not really affecting the game too much, just sat there. So, I know it's only 2 damage a turn, but I feel like this is giving them a short opportunity. They play something with power 4, they attack with 2 things. Yeah, here we go. So that's fine. They'll attack with those 2, which is fine. I think what we do is we attack with everything. So if we attack with everything, we're going to do 4 damage. They're not going to be able to attack back. So yeah, if they manage to do anything, we make the Shield Mate into a 4/4 flying kiddo and block. But we'll probably do that next turn. So it's got lifelink. So they can't play that this turn. Okay, so what we're going to do... So now we're going to Gaggle Master to gain some life and get another blocker. They look like they've got a trick of some description, but they're not using it. Okay. So we've got enough in the air to kill them next turn, and we can get rid of one thing in the meantime. We can take a full frontal attack from them. They've used almost all their mana. I think that's the game. So we can afford to block. We'll probably block here. There you go. Look at that. So it's not like the most powerful deck anyone has ever created, but some synergy there, which is nice, and, you know, a little bit of pineapple milkshake. It's 5.3%, so it is on the stronger side, but it's an IPA, so that's kind of what you would expect. I feel like the Airy could have been better and would have been better as we went on. We didn't draw any of our life gain at all. It was only the Gaggle Master we managed to get out. But an earlier Revitalize or the Basri's Acolyte, which, you know, there's two of those, or even the Anointed Chorister, it's all life gain. Okay, so we go first. I'm sorry, I can't speculate with that. And I'm pleased that we stopped. I will keep 6. Yeah. I think it was the right thing to do. I don't like to do that normally, but had to be done. So we can now, next turn, I think we just... Yeah, we just crank it up. We hold the Lofty Denial open. We're just going to challenge them to grow that weird, and if it gets big enough, then we can just Legions Judgment it. So we'll get rid of that. Like, more than happy to race. You know, they've got 2 turns to do something. Are they mono something? Yeah, they've got to find an answer this turn, or that's that. And that's that. As quick as that. 4 attacks with a 4 power flyer. That's what you need. Okay, well, we're just going to carry on. Oh, look at us getting a little Core 2021 pack. Kazgaroth. Yeah, we'll keep that. We're going to play the Tranquil Cove to start with, because... In fact, no, we're not. We're going to play the planes and get the shield mate out. Or are we? Ooh, it's challenging. It depends what we draw. Because we're not first, are we? No. Hopefully we get an island and I don't have to think about this too much. That's not an island. We benefit too much from having Watch It Out early. So we're going to gain 1 life. And we'll get Watch It Out next turn. Now I can absolutely see this getting shocked. Okay, Scorching Dragonfire, that's fine. Annoying. You know, genuinely annoying, but what are you going to do? I think the only thing we can really do now is pull out a Wingmere. And if they want to stop it, then they can. That's absolutely fine. We're playing red-blue control, apparently. I mean, I've got a lot of answers, so it's fine by me. They really stocked up, didn't they? Let's put another one down. Okay, first blood in turn 4. Oh, I'm surprised I didn't see more. Okay. I feel like we're really well set up now. Haha! Who's the control deck now? Okay, yep, so that's good. Oh, ranking back up again, which is nice. Is it the craft side of the draft and crafting? Oh, look at the background. You all could have told me that my green screen looks like a genuine pile of rubbish, couldn't you? I don't know if I can deal with that right now, but hey, we can give it a little bash, can't we? Whilst this is loading. No, that's not the one I want. Oh, crikey. Making it worse. It's too bright. That is half the problem. It's too bright in here. Whoa, Nelly. We're just gonna have to cope, I think, with a not particularly good. I've made it worse. What are you gonna do? I've made it worse, and it is what it is. Right. I mean, this one's just a nice, easy, here we go situation. Ooh. Ah. What I'm going to do is attack with that thing. And then we're going to Angelic Ascension it at the end of their next turn. What would be nice if they tried to Dragon Fire it. Okay, so we've started to tick down their clock. I think we just go straight here. Angelic Ascension could be really aggressive. So, realistically, we're going to be Anointed Choristering. And we'll probably just Revitalize at the end of their turn in order to get a bit more value, and why not gain a bit more life? Okay, they've got a bunch of shrines. That's good to know. So that draws some cards and that hits. I mean, I'm not sure what they're doing. Oh, I see. They're going to deal damage to Library Larcenist. Such is life. I mean, they're going to draw cards, but they are yet to really get us an answer. Okay, so that's an answer, but that's going to die next turn. And there you go. Well, So far, so good. Fly, fly, up, high, high. Okay. 4 wins. There's been a few touchy-ish moments, but so far we seem to have been... I definitely feel like this format specifically is quite aggressive, and having a decent start with some 1 mana, 2 mana. That Staunch Shield, mate, I think is underappreciated, especially if you've got something to do with it later on. 3 toughness is definitely a ceiling point for the first couple of turns. We're going to keep this, even though what I've just said was don't keep this. Because we can gain a bit of life in the first turn, and then we can potentially Lofty Denial whatever they do on the end of their second turn. At the end of, well, whenever. So I don't feel too bad about that. You know, they play something for 2. We Lofty Denial it. It's not a nice way to start the game, but it is what it is. You know, and we've got turn 4. We can tap their stuff. You know, that's annoying. I think so. This is a tricky one because we've got Angelic Ascension. Would I rather draw more cards, is the question. Yeah, so if they draw another card, yeah, so they're going to draw a card there, so that's fine. And I can bounce it with Ghostlight later on and whatnot. Yeah, so they're not going to want to attack because of that. So I think what we need to do is just we draw ourselves into hopefully a land, which we didn't do, which is a shame. So there's the land. So we can now dub the Seasoned Hallowblade or the Library Larcenist. I think we'll dub the Seasoned Hallowblade. Okay, so we're prepared to take a bit of damage. But we draw a land and we can just get rid of the Kotal. If we don't, we Angelic Ascension the Larcenist and hold back. Okay, so that's annoying. Yeah, okay. Okay. So really... our moves here are to hold this to make it indestructible and just take 5. If they bounce it, they win the game. Wowzers. Yeah, okay. So, a few questionable things there for sure, but hey, we didn't draw enough land. It is what it is. It's not a perfect deck. It's not a perfect world. It's okay. There's a little bit of beer left. So, is this going to be another case of the 4-3s or the 5-3s? Because it's all we've been up to, really. Oh, it's so annoying when this happens. They go first, so we're going to draw. If we draw an island, which we do have, like 9 white sources out of 33. Yeah, there you go. It was never in doubt. Never in doubt. That looks beautiful. That's what we like to see. We can put you down. Come at me, watchdog. Looks good to me. So the question here is, I think I want to tap these guys down now. Because that gives me a turn to set up Watcher and then Lofty Denial. I've chosen to do that to keep ahead of the race. I'm doing 5 damage a turn. It's doing 4, probably 5. Now it's doing 6. 7. Yeah, the Alpine Watchdog is annoying. Okay, so we're going to play our Library Larcenist. We're going to attack with both. And then we've got the Library Larcenist to block the Watchdog on the ground. Interesting. But you know what? We might not. Okay, so what's annoying here is the lack of so now we just block and be done with it, and we hold the feat resistance open for next turn. Interesting mirror match though. There you go. Woo! We had enough tricks just. We made the right decisions within there as to when to attack, but it's still not right, and I know that there's still a lot of criticism easily to be made. What did I get? Ooh, exciting. A lot of criticisms easily to be made around decisions. So, what are you going to do? I've had a lovely IPA, and you know, I can do no wrong. Oh, so yeah, Zendikar is looking good, and they've announced the next year's worth of sets. Excited for the old Viking set in January, and I'm very excited for the D&D themed. I'm a big D&D lover, and I'm actually going to be doing some D&D content, maybe or maybe not on this channel. Probably not, just to keep this more clean and TCG related. Okay, cool. Okay, so next turn we've got some good options already. We can dub the Hallowblade, which is probably the best thing to do. Or we can... Yeah. So we're doing this being very aware that the last time I souped up a Hallowblade, I lost the game because I went too excited. So we need to bear in mind, obviously Bazri's Acolyte's going to help if we get another land. We've got the Revitalize as kind of a backup. You know, my view would be next turn we go Shieldmate, Revitalize. I mean, that's interesting. Doing 3 damage, fine. Yeah, so we're going to... Oh, we don't have enough of the Acolyte, obviously. So, we are going to play the Shieldmate, but we don't have enough of the Revitalize because we only have the 1 white. I am not bothered by that. Seems like a strange attack, all being honest. If they move the short sword to the Mistral Singer, like, that's fine. Good for you. Yeah, so that's not what we want, but we'll keep that in order to... Like, I'm playing that now because there's no way that I'm going to be discarding. If I do need to discard, I'll discard probably the Acolyte. Play the Roaming Ghostlight next turn to stop whatever they try and attack with. Or to leave back to defend with, should I say. They need at least 1 blocker to stop the Hallowblade, so I can bounce that. If they're not going to buff the Mistral Singer by any more than it already is. They may even just concede, because it is not looking good for them. Yeah, dubbing that's fine. Like, I'll happily just drop that in the way of that. Yeah, and now we bounce the Glide Master and... That's that. Well, that's a turnip, isn't it? A turnip for the books, as they say. What can we say? We're on 6-1. Is this a 7-1 deck? It's God. Is it? It's the beer, isn't it? What did I say? I said if I do well in this, I'm going to be annoyed. Oh, man. Don't worry. If you want disappointment, you've come to the right place. Thing is, I guess, you know, I've played enough now. It's absolutely right that by the time I get almost okay at this, we'll be on to the next draft. So we'll be on to Zendikar. Oh no, we've got the end level boss. Oh man. I mean, we're going to keep this because it's an entirely white hand, and this is mean. Look at it. Oh, it's mean. I need to mute. They've got the really irritating dog thing. Ugh. If it keeps sniffing and licking its lips. Oh, that's annoying. Oh, man. I'd rather just lose the game than keep listening to that. I don't know if muting it... I think muting it stops it. So this is where it starts to get a bit fun. Do I care enough? Apparently I do. I think I'd rather have a 2/4. Okay, now I've got a little flying little whatnot. You know, this is a great combination. We've got some of the best cards we got to hope for. It's just a shame we didn't hit our 4th land. I mean, there's... It feels like this could be it, you know. Got rid of the Gloom Sower, so they're going to try and recur that. Okay, so we tap them. I think that's that, you know. There is just no way they can get back from that. Even a Gloom Sower. I mean, wow, okay, a Garruk. And there we go. And we beat the N-level boss at the end. Wow. Clearly... Barely. There we are, everyone. What you've all been waiting for this whole time. Now the question is, do I put it in the title or do I just leave the mystery? I'm going to leave the mystery. You've watched this because you wanted to, and you've no doubt watched to the end. Well done. Like the video. I'd love you forever. Subscribe, because who knows, this might happen again. Either way, you're all absolutely fantastic, and I'll see you all in the next one, eh? Bye.